Hello and welcome back to some more The Forgotten City. I don't know where it's going to put me. I click continue, but we reach an end, so I don't know where that last save point is. I hope this works out. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe we can go back to some order saves. I haven't looked. So far I only just clicked continue. I never had to load like a specific save file, so we'll see how this goes. We'll see how this goes. Maybe it's fine. Definitely takes a long time to load, but you know. Okay, right here, sure. I guess we're not doing that then. Do we still want to talk to her and then leave her? Maybe. Maybe that's the way to do it. Maybe. And this is the other door, which is locked. I wonder if you could get the key somehow. And then this is the way out. That makes sense. I mean, like, the thing is, like, if you talk to her and leave her, that's really cruel. But it also gives us the intel that we need to know more things. And maybe that is necessary for some other stuff to happen. Because I don't know... Like, in-game me doesn't know that there's a way out at this point. So I don't know if I can tell people to come up here. So I think we need to do this.
You? Who are you? Did he send you?
I'm Clover, hello.
Do you know you're here? You have to help me escape before that monster comes back.
What's going on?
I'm Scintilla. I found a way out through the Gate of Horn, but it's locked.
Yeah.
So I told him about it, and instead of helping me escape, he locked me up. He wants to keep us all here forever, or until we're turned to gold.
Yeah.
He's a monster.
Yes.
You have to let me go so we can kill him and take his key.
Who did this to you?
Ventius, my adoptive father. Furies help me. I'll castrate and crucify him. I don't know. He said the gods are on his side because they don't want us to escape either.
Where's the way out?
Behind me, there's an aqueduct tunnel bringing water from outside the city, so it should lead us outside. The only problem is it's barred by a heavy locked gate, and he has the only key.
What will you do?
I'm going to take that key from around his neck, even if it means cutting his throat to get it. I'm done caring about the golden rule. I just want out. Help me, and we can escape together.
What about the others?
There won't be enough time. Just you and me. What do you say? There's no time. Wait, did you hear that? He's here. Quick, you have to let me go. It's now or never.
Sorry. Everyone's gonna die if I let you go.
What? No, you can't just leave me here. How can you be so heartless?
Okay, so either it's too dangerous, let me see if I can persuade Sanchez to let us go. Not heartless, just rational. Escape isn't worth the lives of everyone here. I've changed my mind, let you go. Do I want to talk to Sanchez about this? There's no way this goes well. The thing is, he remembers stuff too. So if I tell him now, he's gonna know in every subsequent loop that I know. This is really weird. But again, in-game me doesn't actually know that. This is weird. This is a really weird one.
I hate you. I spit on you. I hope Dis drags you to Tartarus.
Can we just drop here, or are we gonna die? These are kind of green looking, considering they're gold. But that's okay. Yeah, I don't know. This seems weird. But we're okay, right? I think this is fine. Maybe. Yeah. I mean, one of the weird things about this game specifically is like there's no like passage of time. Everything is just like triggered by proximity. So it feels like odd. You know, like if you go to the bath area first, then the first thing that's happening is that the assassin shows up, right? It's kind of weird. But there's some passage of time, because like Yuria does die if you don't, but I don't know if it's, yeah, I don't know, it's weird. It feels weird. Yeah, you're a statue. That's why you can't move. Right, we still need to do some different things.
So you survived the cistern. Probably just a stroke of fortuna. Don't get cocky.
Yeah, no, we'll be fine. Don't you worry about me.
On your best behavior, I trust.
Yes, I need you.
A new face, Ave, and may Vesta watch over you. I'm Equitia. To what do I owe the pleasure of this visit?
I've been asking people about how they wound up here, trying to find a pattern, which you don't know about yet, but this is fine, right?
Interesting. I'm not sure why you're telling me, but you've come to the right person. Did you find a pattern then? What have you noticed?
Some people mentioned a coin.
Yes, I suppose that could be something. But then most of us do tend to carry coins on our person, don't we? What else?
A river.
Yes. I understand many of our friends were carried here by a river current. What else?
Memory lapses.
That's true. I know I wasn't entirely sure how I wound up here. It's as I feared. I think I understand what poor Livia has been going through. Let me ask you this. Did you happen to encounter a stranger in the forest before you arrived here?
Yes, Karen.
And did you happen to catch her name?
Yes, Karen.
I see. And was this Karen, by any chance, wearing a hood?
Yes, a hoodie. I could have known that.
I've seen her before. There's something I think you should see. I think you'd better follow me to the baths.
All right.
But don't follow too closely. We can't have people thinking we're bathing together.
Why not? Tap E to follow your guide.
Keeping an eye on things, Horatius?
As always, priestess.
Any news about Centilla, Navia, or Kabash?
No sign of any of them, I'm afraid. But we do have a newcomer. Strangely dressed fella. Funny accent, too.
Shut
A
up.
traveler from a faraway land, then?
I'm right here.
Seems that way.
Then let's make sure he feels welcome,
Yeah,
shall we?
don't talk
Of
about
course,
him
priestess.
as if he wasn't there. While he's like standing literally right next to you, maybe. What's she doing? Are we gonna trigger the assassin now, though? No? It's interesting. Right. So yeah, Karen, ferryman, I guess ferrywoman in this case of the underworld. I'm not doing a great job of following you there. The auto walk just walked me right into the pool.
All right, you're here. You were asking how I knew the young woman you met by the river was wearing a hood. Here, look down at the bottom of the baths. It's a little hard to make out in this light. If only we could see. Oh, what a marvelous lamp.
Yes.
But do you see it? Somebody waking up by a river in a forest to find a hooded figure with a coin. It's just as you described it, only your pronunciation is a little off. The name you heard wasn't Karen. It was C-H-A-R-O-N, As in, Charon, the ferryman of the dead.
Not sure it's
Charon,
cut though.
who, in exchange for the right
okay.
coin, helps the souls of the newly deceased cross the Styx, the river that separates the land of the living from the land of the dead.
When I dragged you out of the river, I thought you were never gonna wake up. I checked your pockets for ID, but all I found was some loose change. Feels like I've spent my whole life in a dead-end job with an endless commute. Sorry if I sounded cagey, it's just that I don't always get the best reactions when I introduce myself. My name's Karen.
I'm so sorry, my friend. I'm so sorry. I take it you know what this means.
It's praise the underworld?
I'm afraid so. It's all starting to make sense. All these people whose last memory was running from the fires toward the river. It seems none of them escaped with their lives after all. Perhaps we should be grateful they don't remember their final moments. It also tells us that the Golden Rule is the work of Pluto, the god of the underworld, and why his epithet has always been Father of Riches. I know it's a lot to take in, and you look as if you have questions, so I'll try to answer them if I can.
So we're dead?
That was my first thought too. In the old stories, the underworld was where the souls of the deceased were taken. But it was also possible for the living to reach it without dying, if they were particularly fearless. So I'm afraid I don't know.
What can you tell me about? Is it really Karen? Or is it Charon?
Oh, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting you're not from here. If you were Roman, or even Greek, you would know these stories.
I mean, I know the stories.
Each of them is slightly different, whether the storyteller was Plato, Homer, Virgil, or Ovid. But they always involved the souls of the dead meeting a grim ferryman named Charon on the bank of a river. It was said that he'd help the new arrival cross, only if they could pay him with a coin, an obol. That's why it was once our custom to bury our loved ones with a coin in their mouths. Charon's obol, we called it. Of course, an obol was a kind of Greek coin, because we inherited this knowledge from the Greeks.
But didn't you all recognize Karen immediately?
To be fair, the ferryman isn't exactly as the poets described, and he, she, they seem to appear to different people in different guises. You say you saw a young woman named Karen with a hood, and I once heard Kabash mention a stranger in a ram headdress named Kerti, and Rufius described meeting a stranger named Kumut Tabal wearing an eagle headdress. But whatever form this stranger took, they were always wearing a hood of some sort, and their name always began with a K sound. I suspect the only way you'll solve this riddle is if your paths cross again.
Why there's a few people in the underworld?
Good question. Let's see. In the stories, Charon would always require a coin as payment for passage across the river, but that never made any sense to me. What does an ancient immortal being need with coins? In our case, it seems Charon didn't take the coins we had. He or she merely checked we had one in our possession. So, maybe there's something special about the coins each of us had on us.
At a Croatian euro.
That might explain why we wound up here, but so many others did not.
Wait, am I dead too? I don't know. Were you trying to keep this from me?
No. I mean, I had my suspicions, especially after Livia's ramblings, but I would never have figured it out without your help. I promise you.
Alright, that's all.
Now that we know where we are, we have to figure out what to do about it, if we don't want to be cast into gold for eternity. We don't have much to go on, except the old stories. I remember 4 in particular about heroes in the underworld.
Orpheus?
Hercules, the demigod and son of Jupiter. Orpheus, a Thracian poet. Sisyphus, a king of Ephyra. And Aeneas, a Trojan hero.
Don't know if I know the Aeneas
Hercules
one.
was able to leave the underworld because he cowed its god with his strength. Sisyphus and Orpheus both relied on their wits instead. They persuaded the goddess of the underworld, Proserpina, to help them escape. And finally, Aeneas was able to escape with the help of a spirit guide. who led him through a secret gate. So it seems you have two options: to confront the god of the underworld head-on, or find a way to escape with the help of Proserpina or some other guide.
Can we just escape the way we came in?
It's a reasonable question, but the problem is, this place is fairly well designed to keep us here. There's no way to climb up the shaft. And even if you could build a ladder big enough, just trying it would break the golden rule. We know that, thanks to the writings left behind by those who've tried.
I know you seem uncomfortable calling the god of the underworld by his name. Why is that?
All Romans try to avoid saying it, and the reason is quite simple. He might hear us. You may refer to him as Pluto, if you wish, but you'll only be calling attention to yourself. Do so at your own peril.
Tell me more about confronting Pluto head-on.
Is everyone so blunt where you're from? Oh. That option would be the boldest, but also the only way to learn the truth about the Golden Rule, and maybe even put an end to it. As I said, Hercules managed to overpower the god of the underworld, but he was a demigod. Forgive my candor, but you are no Hercules.
That's rude. You don't know me. Hercules couldn't manipulate time or turn organic matter into gold.
Are you telling me that you can? I won't pretend to understand exactly what that means, but if that's true, then perhaps you stand a chance. So, if you want to confront him, I'll help you as much as I can. Who knows? Perhaps your name will be uttered in the same sentence as Hercules one day.
Definitely.
But first, you'd need an audience with you-know-who, and for that, you'll need to enter the great temple overlooking the city. The problem is, the door has been sealed shut for as long as I've lived here, and there doesn't even seem to be a keyhole. I suspect the answer lies in the desecrated obelisk in front of it. I'm not sure if you noticed, but there are 4 plaques missing from its base.
I haven't looked at it.
It looks as though somebody, or a series of somebodies, forcibly removed them, and in doing so, dishonored and angered our divine keeper. If you could recover and replace all 4 of those missing plaques, I imagine he might be willing to receive an audience again.
Sure, what can you tell me about the obelisk?
It's the towering stone monument with 4 sides and a pyramid-shaped head.
I know what an obelisk
is. It stands before the great temple, a dedication to the god of this place. You'll find them all over Rome, but of course they were looted from Egypt many years ago. It seems one of them made its way here too, although how is a mystery.
Maybe it died.
However, this one is unusual in that each of the 4 sides is decorated in a different style: Roman, Greek, Egyptian, and another I don't recognize. That means you'll need to recover 4 different plaques: Roman, Greek, Egyptian, and a 4th, a mystery plaque.
Sure, easy enough. Where can I find the Roman one?
Good question. To answer that, we first need to ask who would have defaced the obelisk in the first place. It would have had the god's name engraved into it, so it may be that whoever desecrated it wanted that name to be forgotten. And there's only one group of people I know of who might want to do that. There's a cult in Rome that often argued there is only one true god. Theirs, of course.
It would be weird if you argued it was a
They've been
different
known
one.
to start fires, as well as deface religious monuments whose existence challenged their beliefs. If I were you, I'd go looking for them. Of course, they've all been in hiding since the fire last year, so finding them won't be easy.
It's actually very easy, you're just not
But I did hear a
paying
rumor
attention.
they have a secret shrine somewhere in the city.
It's not secret.
Perhaps, if you could find that, you might be able to recover the Roman plaque.
Sure. Where's the Greek one?
I don't know. But perhaps you should begin your search with the local Greek fellow, Georgius.
Sure.
His store is in the forum.
Why would you ask Dory? I guess Dory is keeping some treasure too, right? Anyway, the Egyptian one?
Perhaps Kabash, our Egyptian resident, will be able to tell us. Unfortunately, he disappeared weeks ago.
Where did he disappear?
But I did hear Aurelia is peddling rumors about him at the tavern, so perhaps you could talk to her, or just take a look in his room.
Haven't we done that already? What? Why has that failed? Did we talk to Aurelia in this cycle? No, she's not mad at us. I don't think so. Anyway, where to find the mystery pack?
I'm afraid you're on your own with that one. But perhaps finding the other 3 will illuminate the way.
How? How would that make any sense? Alright, tell me more about escaping with the help of Proserpina.
As I mentioned, both Orpheus and Sisyphus were said to have persuaded Proserpina to help them escape, and Aeneas was guided to the exit. The problem is, those are the stories of a poet, a self-aggrandizing king, and a brawler about their own heroic deeds, so they should be taken with a grain of salt.
Probably.
First, Proserpina. What we do know about her is, well, it's a grim tale. It's said the god of the underworld abducted and dragged her here against her will, forcing her into marriage.
That's pretty bad, yes.
It is. The gods are a mirror image of mankind, as far as cruelty is concerned, I'm afraid. If the stories are true, I imagine she's as desperate to escape as we are. If she really did help Orpheus and Sisyphus, perhaps she'll help us too. The problem is, how do we communicate with her without being noticed by her captor? Leaving that aside for a moment, there is also the possibility of a spirit guide. I don't suppose you've come across one of those in your travels?
Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, the statues are whispering to me.
Truly? And you're only bringing this up now?
You didn't ask.
Then again, I suppose you were worried I'd think you were as mad as Navia. Can you tell me more? Is it the same voice? What kinds of thing does it say?
Lots of whispery stuff. It's always the same voice, always helpful if a little cryptic.
Fascinating.
Not very cryptic, but...
Perhaps she's a benevolent spirit. Or perhaps... Perhaps you're hearing the voice of Proserpina herself. If she has indeed been abducted, it would make sense for her to speak in cryptic whispers to avoid detection. Tell me, has she told you anything that might lead you to the way out?
Yeah. I've already found a way out.
Truly? Then why are you still here?
Because the path will start in the depths of nearly everyone here, and I don't want that.
Ah, I see. Then it seems you have made a great sacrifice for all of us, friend. I admire your compassion. Truly. Thank you. But unfortunately, I'm afraid your only other option will be to confront you-know-who.
Yes. Alright, I'm ready.
All right. I would suggest not discussing this with anyone. The best we can do for them is to let them remain oblivious for as long as possible.
Sure.
As for Livia, it seems she's been shouldering the weight of this terrible secret all this time. Perhaps it would comfort her to know she's not alone.
Yeah, I'll have a chat with Livia first.
In any case, time is of the essence, so you'd best begin.
It's not really,
May
though.
Fortuna guide you. Although you may not need her with Proserpina on your side.
You know, more goddesses on my side wouldn't hurt. Probably. Is that a coin? Suppose. Is that me? Right, what are we doing now? Can't climb this ladder. Shame. I didn't notice that mosaic on the at the bottom of the pool there, but that, yeah. I mean, we only really checked very briefly in here. Yes, I can hear you. What do you think? You said jump and I jumped off the building or off the bluff in front of the temple. Do you think I couldn't hear you and just randomly decided to jump? I guess it's possible. But yeah, not all the messages have been very cryptic. The one that says that said jump was not very cryptic at all, if you ask me. So in here, Greek. There was something about asking one of the Greek guys. But then we talked to him and we didn't have an option for that, so maybe... Why can't I not sprint? Let me sprint. Which thing was it that we looked at that it said we should talk to? Wasn't it one of the vases or something? I don't remember now. I don't remember. Anyway, we know who the god is now, so maybe we talk to this guy.
Come and join me by the fire. Welcome, welcome. May I ask your name?
Okay,
It's a sincere pleasure to meet you. Tell me, what brings you all the way down here?
I'm looking for Kabash.
Ah, Kabash. I know this man. He came through here some weeks ago. I will tell you everything I know, but first, a request. I have been living down here alone for many years, with nobody to talk to but myself. The one thing I long for above all else before I die is a good philosophical argument with somebody astute. I'm hoping that person is you.
Sure.
Let us find out with this simple question. Have you deduced the name of the god responsible for the Golden Rule?
Pluto, god of the underworld.
Excellent. I see you are indeed quite astute. Very few come to that realization before their time in the sun is over. Now, will you join me in a friendly Socratic dialogue?
Sure.
Wonderful. Then let me begin with a question. Would you say you know the difference between right and wrong?
Yeah.
And to what extent? In every situation?
We're not in most situations.
So, you're not entirely confident. That is quite sensible. Indeed, I'm reminded of something Socrates once said. To paraphrase, better to know that you know nothing than to know nothing and think that you know. It is because knowledgeable people have learned enough to know they know very little, in the broader scheme of things. You see, out there in the world, being uncertain about right and wrong was acceptable, because our mistakes rarely had consequences. So we would tell lies and bend rules and turn a blind eye and rationalize, and yet still find a way to think of ourselves as good people.
Yeah.
But under the Golden Rule, morality matters.
Not really.
The slightest wrongdoing could result in a mass execution. So to navigate this maze, we would have to be certain about the difference between right and wrong. Wouldn't you agree?
Whose were no right and wrong, though?
That is an excellent question, and it leads directly to my next line of inquiry. So let me ask you this. Is there one system of morality which is always perfectly correct, which you could follow in every situation and always do the right thing?
I mean... the whole like don't do unto others thing, that kind of works universally, I would say. But like this system sucks because, like, you know, Scintilla's like chained up. They're like Yuria and Ulpius are like indentured like slaves, basically. Like this is not, it's not a great morality, right or wrong system that we've got going here. The price gouging for the medicine, the homophobic Rufius stuff. Anyway, Yeah.
Let me guess. Is it yours?
Maybe not.
And that's a credit to you. It is the mark of a civilized person to change their position when presented with a superior
But I mean,
argument.
I am always right. What's your point?
My point is this. I don't think anyone alive truly knows any hard and fast rules about right and wrong.
Not sure about that about do not kill, but do not kill is not a good one. Like, do not kill in a vacuum makes sense, right? But if you're like killing someone in order to stop them from killing 75 other people, isn't that right? If it's the only way to stop them. So, you know, all of this is like, you can argue, like, this is like the philosophical argument stuff. It's just, you know, it doesn't really help. It doesn't really do anything. But sure, fair point.
If there is one thing I have observed about rules, it is that virtuous people do not need them, and evil people will always find a way around them.
Sure, I guess.
And so we must accept our limitations, and the sad truth that no human society will ever achieve the utopia for which it strives.
I don't like that though,
In
it's defeatist.
mathematics, we would call it an asymptote, a line that can be approached but never reached. Because the only way to create a utopia is with the ever-present threat of force, such as the Golden Rule. This and no other is the root from which a tyrant springs when he first appears as a protector. And life under tyranny is no utopia at all.
That's true.
I'm glad to hear that. In any case, thank you for humoring an old man. I would be happy to answer your questions.
What's your story?
You mean, how did I end up living alone in this cave with nothing but these relics of the past for company? It's a long story.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was a quarrelsome young man. At 19, I left Corinth for Rome to study rhetoric at one of her finest academies, so I could argue more forcefully. Back then, I used to enjoy verbally sparring with everyone I could, and I was good. One night, I found myself in a tavern, in an argument with a drunken mercenary. It became heated, he drew a gladius, and I won the argument, but lost my life. I woke up on the banks of the Styx at a campfire opposite Karen. Of course, I tried to persuade her to let me return, but even with all my skill, I failed. I settled in, made friends, and learned what I could, quickly realizing our little community faced certain death under the Golden Rule. So I began looking for a place to hide underground. Fortunately, I found this place waiting for me. You see, I was not the first to take refuge here. I returned to my friends above, persuaded them to join me, and 12 of us descended for the last time to live out our days hidden from Hades' tyranny.
Hades, you mean Pluto?
They are one and the same.
Yes, I know.
The Romans call him Pluto, but long before that, my people called him Hades.
Why can't you return to the surface?
My generation was wiped out, turned to gold, many years ago. My friends and I were able to avoid the same fate by hiding down here. I think it's safest to assume that if I was to return, Hades would realize that his furies hadn't finished the job, and he'd send them after me again.
That's interesting. So, like, Hades, Pluto cycles for different generations of, like, souls or whatever? Why? Anyway, why can't you tell me your name? I guess you never said you couldn't.
I fear that if you were to utter my name in the city, even by mistake, that Hades would hear you and know I am still alive.
Where's everyone else?
I'm afraid I am the only one left.
How so?
There were 12 of us in the beginning, but one by one,
Wasn't it 12 of your friends and
passed
you?
away. Some from malnutrition, others from madness and despair. It has been lonely. Before my unexpected visit from Kabash some weeks ago, I'd not seen another person in many, many years.
How have you survived down here?
Living in darkness is not without its challenges. The first challenge is diet. Fortunately, I found that eating fresh fish provides most of the nutrients I need. And sometimes, when there are Greek people living up above, I surface at night and salvage the offerings they've left in the temple of Demeter. The greater challenge is the isolation. So I like to imagine arguments, where I argue both sides.
Sure.
But, like so many things in life, arguments are better with a partner.
Sure.
As you wish.
Do you know a way out of here?
Ha! If I did, would I be living like this?
I know a way out of here. What do you think about the golden door?
Did we not discuss it at length already? Oh, I see. You're toying with me.
Yes.
Ha!
Do you know where I can find a plaque that was removed from the obelisk?
You seek the plaque bearing the Egyptian inscription.
Sure.
It is a cursed object, and I would be happy to give it to you if Kabash had not already taken it.
Where's Kabash?
I will tell you, but you may find him hostile. To prepare for your encounter, there are certain things you must know. Very few know this, but before the Romans came to this city, it was once entirely Greek. The architecture, the temples, and the people. When the Romans came, in typical fashion, they claimed it as their own, built over everything that could be built over, and renamed the things that could not.
Sure.
Thus, the Shrine of Persephone became the Shrine of Proserpine.
Yes.
And when they found an obelisk bearing the name Hades, they tore it off and replaced it with Pluto instead. And the city's dwindling Greek residents, witnessing this compulsive Roman conquest, decided to preserve what they could of their heritage. They gathered their art and valuables, secreted them away through the Temple of Demeter, and hid them here, out of reach of the Romans.
Sure.
However, there was one thing that always seemed out of place to me, and it is the very thing you seek. An even older plaque bearing an Egyptian inscription.
So probably the city was Egyptian before it was Greek, before it was Roman. And then something else before that. What did it say?
We had no idea until years later, when the first of my friends began to die. As a result of their deaths, we began to dig catacombs branching off from this cavern to lay them to rest. We extended the tunnel so far that we accidentally discovered another, an even older tunnel, which somebody had gone to great lengths to keep hidden. Suddenly it made sense why there was an out-of-place Egyptian plaque among our people's possessions. You see, we proud Greeks had thought the Romans beasts for stealing and corrupting our heritage.
Rightfully so.
But it turns out this game has been going on much longer than any of us imagined. I think it is best you head through the catacombs and follow Kabash's trail.
What's in there?
There are certain things you must see for yourself. Take this key. You'll need it to open the gate.
Thanks. Rusty old key. That is a very weird looking key. Sure, I'll be going then.
I enjoyed our chat, but please, keep my presence here a secret, yes?
Sure. For now. Let's go. This must be the one of the philosopher's 11 friends who he outlived. That's not right. One of, not the one of. Yeah, whatever. This is not one of them. Is he gonna attack me? Are we gonna have to cycle here again? Loop again? Perhaps. Didn't do a good job of burying this one. Just kinda on the ground. These guys at least have like a little nook for themselves. This one's empty. So it's this one. Some shovers. Sewer lever, nice. Egyptian cave is decorated with animals and geometric patterns. It now contains nothing but sand. Nothing of value inside. Remains of a broken statue neglected for thousands of years. Arrows. Convenient. An Egyptian board game. The board for an ancient game called Senet, the rules for which are long forgotten. I'm sure we could figure them out. Seems to be locked from the other side. How is it locked from the other side? Either it's locked or it's unlocked. Anyway. Can it be like barred or whatever from the other side, but not really locked, I think. Anyway. Who are you? Why are you there? You're just kind of there, okay. This doesn't feel distinctly Egyptian yet. Who's peeled these statues though? The one in the temple makes some sense, or in the palace. I mean, these ones here don't really though. I guess these are more like mummies, maybe? Possibly. It's the board game again. How do we know the name of the game but not the rules, you know? Egyptian flag translates to the many shall suffer for the sins of the one. That makes sense. How do we know that though? Where's the bad guy? I heard one, I don't see one. How did Kapash make it through here? Egyptian man looks like he was running from something. It looks like he's falling from something, but sure. There you are. Can I actually look at this statue? Yes. An ancient Egyptian statue of a man with the head of a jackal. Could this be Anubis? I mean, it is. If you ask me. Oh yeah, arrows. So this is how I avoid the enemies, right? But why not, you know, both avoid them and actually fight them too? That seems right to me. Can't read this. Shame. Not Anubis. Different statue of a lion. Description is only partially visible, but two words can be made out. Aka and acre and beneath. What's acre? Aka. Who knows? Who knows? Alright. Can't look at this Anubis. Lots of sand here, huh? Hello, friend.
Stop! Do not come any closer. Who are you?
I'm Kobo, who are you?
I am Kabash.
Hello.
And let me guess, another Greek or Roman come to loot and plunder the resting place of my ancestors.
No. Do I look Greek or Roman to you?
Trousers, boots, curious here. No, I suppose you do not.
Good.
Then what do you want?
I'm just looking for an Egyptian plaque.
To what end?
Put it on the obelisk. I want to return it to the obelisk.
That is welcome news. You really are not Greek or Roman, are you?
No.
I was planning to return it myself, but for now, I must remain.
Why?
Here, take it, and restore the honor of Osiris.
Thanks. Plaque bearing the hieroglyphic inscription Osiris, Lord of Silence. Yes. Thanks.
Now, as for the other plaque.
Yes. The fourth plaque. You know about that?
Indeed, I have it right here. I stumbled across a collection of dusty curiosities while searching for a place to hide from the hungry children of Amit, and there it was.
Right. May I have it?
You may not. In fact, I am about to destroy it.
Why?
Because it speaks a treacherous, blasphemous lie.
How so?
I will tell you, but first, do you know what this place is?
The Egyptian underworld?
It has a name, and that is the Duat.
Yeah, from
See what has
Spelunky
become of
2.
it. I have been down here for weeks, piecing together its story. And here is what I have learned. As Egypt declined and the Greeks had their turn to flourish, their souls came here in great numbers. But instead of adopting our ways, they copied and corrupted them. When they found the obelisk bearing the name Osiris, the true god of the underworld, they desecrated it, removing his name and replacing it with Hades. Even the ferryman of the dead, known to my people long before as Kerti, they renamed to Keron. As if that desecration was not enough, they built over this place, using it as the foundation for their own underworld, so that ours was forgotten. My only solace is that the Greeks then suffered the same fate when the Romans rose to power, renaming Hades to Pluto, and the cycle began anew.
So what's the problem with this plaque? Why is it? It's the one that came before the Egyptians.
It is inscribed with a script I do not recognize, but it is ancient, almost as if it is older than the plaque bearing Osiris's name.
Yeah.
But if that is so, it would imply the gods of Egypt are mere imitations too, copied and corrupted from an ancient people who prospered even before us, and that my people did to them what the Greeks and Romans did to us. But this I cannot accept. I sense a deception. Perhaps it is the work of Set, the usurper, seeking to undermine Osiris once more.
I don't think so. What does it say?
You will never know. This work of sacrilege must be destroyed, thrown into the black abyss below in Osiris's name.
No. Please don't.
You are too late. It is done.
I wish you hadn't done that.
It could not have gone any other way. It was Osiris's will. Now, the thing of evil you sought is gone. Why are you still here?
What's your story?
I am from Rakotis, which you may know as Alexandria, the name of the city the Greeks built over it. I was a fisherman, like my father before me. Since the Romans had taken over from the Greeks, I took the opportunity to learn Latin and eventually traveled to Rome. When the fires broke out last year, I tried to help. I gathered terrified locals into my boat and led many of them to safety farther along the Tiber. On my 7th trip, a passenger demanded I wait for his brother. But we were full to almost sinking, and smoke was all around us. I told him his brother would have to save himself, and he tried to bribe me by placing a coin into my hand. When I refused, he drew a dagger and thrust it between my ribs. I awoke on the banks of the river to a stranger wearing a ram headdress. He said his name was Kirti, and at the time, I simply thought him odd. It did not dawn on me until much later that he was the Kirti, the ram-headed ferryman described in the Book of the Dead.
Do you know a way out of here?
This is where I belong, as caretaker of the memories of my people. If our ways are to be remembered, it falls to me.
What do you think about the Golden Rule?
I think if someone is to break the Golden Rule, it will not be me, for I try to live as I always have by the command of the goddess Ma'at. Do to the doer to make him do. As for the punishment that will come from it, I finally understand why it has long been said among my people that gold is the skin of the gods.
What do you think is down there?
I do not know. What could possibly lie beneath the underworld? Perhaps it is infinite darkness. Perhaps it is the lair of Amit, the devourer of souls.
Perhaps.
All I know is it would be unwise to venture down there.
Perhaps.
Most unwise.
I'll be going.
Good. Be gone from this place. Wait. You are planning to go down there. I see it in your eyes.
Definitely.
You would plunge into the depths of the Duat with no way back up. Madness.
I'll find a way back up.
We shall see.
Now I got the fierce one. How do I know that? How do I know that? So what culture is this? Not sure. This looks kind of neat though. Can I look at the statue? No. Shame. Right. We made it down here, we'll make it back up. Worst case, we just have to commit a crime, which is maybe going to be hard down here, but we'll find a way. A bird had a statue. An ancient Sumerian statue, okay. Of a man with the head of a bird. Perhaps this is Kumutabar, the man with a bird headdress who Rufus saw when he awoke by the river. Maybe, yes. So many of the Kumutabars. Kind of boring. Didn't have any other gods. I guess it's the underworld. It's the underworld god or whatever. Actually, no, that's the ferryman then, right? Is this like water or wind? Air. That looks weird anyway. And the road is sort of barricaded. It looks like these Sumerians are trying to defend themselves from something. That's probably not good. They had to do that. Let's do a quick save, maybe. I think it's saved after we jump down, but... Interesting. Are we raising the water level now or something? I'm not sure. That's strange for sure. But yeah, that's exactly what I had in mind for that rock up top. For that border. It just didn't work out. Frustratingly. Anyway, there are no arrows here, which makes me think I won't have to shoot, because then, you know, it would give me arrows. Alright, stranger, heed the final words of Namkusu, bear witness to our aftermath and lament us. We did our best to live as the gods commanded. We planted and harvested together, we shared bread and beer. We accepted newcomers with open arms as a family. But with each newcomer, the bonds of our family strained, and soon we were as strangers to each other. And when those bonds were finally broken, my brothers and sisters planted only for themselves and ate and drank alone. And it was there, in the empty space between us, that sin took roots. Nurgles, Nagars, who knows? Sentinels have awoken and clamor at our barricades. Learn from our miss. Learn from our miss. Yes. A corroded brass plate with Sumerian markings on it appears to be a pressure plate for some kind of trap. Can I get through these spikes? I don't think so. Very spelunky coded. I like it. Broken set of Sumerian pottery. Where's this boulder coming from? This seems necessary to me, so I'll keep triggering them, I guess. There's one more. As an autosave too.
When I told you that you would not find a way back up, that was not a prediction. That was a promise. You will die here.
There's no need for this to end in violence.
I disagree. I warned you against coming down here, against perpetuating this sacrilege, but you persisted. You have undermined and dishonored the true god of the underworld. How did you think this would end, if not with bloodshed?
Just hear me out.
Very well, I will listen. But if I sense deception, or if you further insult my gods, I will carry out my threat. So tell me, why should I let you live after you salvaged this instrument of blasphemy?
If something can be destroyed by the truth, it deserves to be destroyed by the truth. I don't know. There's no shame in building on the works of people who came before you. I'm just trying to replace artifacts taken from this desecrated obelisk. None of these are very good things to say. I don't like any of them.
That may be true of many things, but this is different. If our gods were copied and corrupted from an older civilization, does that not mean they are false? Does that not mean our prayers to our gods all fell on deaf ears because we were not even addressing them by their true names?
I suppose it does. It wouldn't have made any difference. I don't think the gods answer anyone's prayers. If gods exist, isn't it possible they each have more than one true name?
Now that I think about it, my people would sometimes call Osiris the god of many names. Perhaps it is so. But the underworld of my people is so different to this one, and so unlike the way it was described by our priests. Many of my ancestors endured great hardship to live good lives so that we may descend to the Duat in death and be judged accordingly. We prepare to have our hearts weighed on Anubis' scales and to swear ourselves innocent of sin before the 42 assessors of Ma'at. And yet, I arrive here to find the Book of the Dead contained only a seed of truth. And now I ask myself, did our priests steal and embellish the stories of an older people and feed us lies all our lives simply to trick us into obedience?
I mean, yeah. Isn't being a good person a worthwhile pursuit in and of itself?
I am not sure I follow. Speak plainly.
Even if your beliefs about the afterlife weren't quite accurate, isn't the important thing they motivate you to live good lives? If you're only good in life because you expected a reward, were you really a good person?
Now you insult me and all of my ancestors. You have sealed your own fate.
Wait, if you attack me, you'll break the golden rule.
Ha, good. I welcome it. You see, the philosopher told me that each time it breaks, Osiris bellows with rage, and his voice shakes the very foundations of the earth. I can only hope one more tremor will lay waste to this fragile place once and for all, and you along with it.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
I don't really know how to get out of here. I guess like this, sure. Where am I now? Wait, this is here? It's a long way back. This could have been smooth though. I shouldn't have insulted them, but he was kind of asking for it. And to be fair, I don't think I'm wrong. Bad shot. And kick these. You need to try there. I know which way. Been here before. Where's the guy though? Anyway. I have 2 of the plaques, very nice. Yeah, we'll worry about this next time, I guess. Yeah, so we need the 2 other plaques. What else do we need to do still? We can do this for sure. I have to do this still. We now talk to Rofius again. We have to get we have to find some evidence. So we have to talk to Claudia or whatever her name is again, and like, you know, not annoy her this time. We can do this. We need to get Galerius elected. Talk to Livia, find the Roman plaque and the Greek one. And then we'll be fine. But where's the one that's already like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why this one. It's fine though. It's fine. It's fine. That's it for today. I'll see you next time. We'll try to get the pracs together and then do that. That's the plan for next time. We'll also try to do the other side quests we can still do. And yeah, I don't know. Did we keep the money? Because I still have 2,400, but I don't know how many I had before I saved Orpheus that one time. I'm not sure. Also, yeah, we can probably make golden goose eggs, but I don't know why we want those. I don't know. Not sure. I'll figure it out. It's gonna be fine. Still some stuff to do for sure, but yeah, that's it for this one. I'll see you next time. Bye.